And I'm here because one thing that I learned many years ago was that presence matters. I learned that when we say we support or we say we stand, showing up is one of the best ways you can do it. Even if it means you get attacked, even if it means some folks say your name and try to scandalize you, villainize you, demonize you, showing up, it can make all the difference. And so because I learned during Ferguson, when so many of our Palestinian brothers and sisters and neighbors came and showed up on the ground because they wanted to support black folks standing up saying, no longer will we live under this oppression. And they stood up, some of whom are here today, and they said, we will lock arms with you. We will fight for your freedom and your liberty right here in this country. And that's something I'll never forget. And so it made me think about, Cori, where are you? How are you showing up for them? When I learned about the oppression, when I learned about the hurt and the harm that's happening, not only in the United States, but also in Palestine, I learned, show your body up. Put your body on the line. Be there, speak up, show up. And not only that, let them see your dark skin show up for them. Let them see this black woman show up. But you know, we shouldn't have to be here today. We shouldn't have to do this. We shouldn't have to demand peace. But that's what we're doing. We shouldn't have to press pause and say, hey, pay attention to us, because we don't want our family members to die. Because we want freedom and self-determination, and we are anti-war, we are pro-peace. We shouldn't have to do that today. But because of the violence against your families, because of the violence that's happening, the trauma, the death, we stand. You all have come together, and let me tell you, I know what it's like to be the one oppressed and have to show up for yourself and wondering who's going to stand with me, who speaks with us. Thank you for coming out anyway. I know you're in danger. We know that there is harm coming your way, but we also know that we stand together. You are not alone. We are standing with you side by side, arm in arm. We're daring to take this tougher course of humanity and peace over that easier course of hatred and violence. We are here to affirm that you matter, your life matters, your legacy matters, your land matters, your family matters. All of it. We're out here demanding that the world and our government refuse to turn a blind eye to the collective punishment against Palestinians that has been happening over the last several days. We're out here showing that we are consistent in our love for all of humanity. All meaning all of humanity. So we are calling for an end to the violence. We are calling out here for a ceasefire. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now. And as I think about it, we are a strong and a powerful multiracial, multi-faith, anti-war, multi-generational coalition that's out here. So know that you have support, regardless of what they're saying. And I know last last night we heard from the administration calling on Congress for more bombs and more weapons, which we know will only lead to more violence and more death and more atrocity, and absolutely not, not on our watch, not in our lifetime, not again. This is why my sister and I, Representative Tlaib, this is why we came together and introduced the Ceasefire Now resolution in Congress. This resolution calls on the Biden administration to demand immediate de-escalation and ceasefire in Israel and occupied Palestine, and to send humanitarian aid and assistance to the 2.2 million people under siege and trapped in Gaza, and to save as many lives as possible. And so I'll close with this. I took a moment this morning to think about what I can offer to this movement. What can I do? As one person, one individual, what can I bring? And there was this song that kept playing over and over in my head. And I'm a Christian woman, and this song was, Lord, I'm available to you. My will I give to you, my soul I give to you. Lead me, basically is what it's saying. So I want to put that out to every person. Even if you feel like all I can do is show up, all I can do is donate to somewhere, all I can do, no, each and every one of us has a place right now. You are here for such a time as this. You are here because you have something to offer to save lives, to save your families, to save our families. You have something to bring to this movement for true freedom and self-determination. So sit with that as you stand out here today and think about, who am I and what do I bring? Because this moment is yours for the taking. We will win peace. We will win peace. We will win peace. We will win peace. Ceasefire now. Let's give it up for Cori! 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 Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yesterday, I wish you all could have seen. If you haven't, you should have seen our Jewish neighbors from across the country. They made me so proud and inspired. You can hear the voices throughout Cannon, come through Longworth, through Rayburn. As they shouted ceasefires, they shouted not in my name. As they shouted never again to no one. And mashallah, the Muslimin in the crowd today. If this is not a showing that most America is not with you, Mr. President. Most of America is not with the people that don't want to de-escalate and facilitate a ceasefire. I don't know who you're listening to. I don't know who you're talking to, but you're obviously not talking to these Americans. So, ya Jama'ah, I'm going to speak the language that they only understand. Because as we go for over a dozen days of pure violence, massacres, it didn't matter how many bodies we showed them, how many children we showed them, how many tears we shed, it wasn't the chemical weapons that was melting children's faces, burning them. It wasn't the cry of a mother or a father who took so long to have his baby boy crying, kneeling down to kiss him for the last time. It wasn't that. Do you know why now all of a sudden there seems to be this small sliver, little bit of humanization? Badri alaikum. When did you decide? Now? Now? After a
man mutilated 26 times a 6-year-old body. We kept telling you, be careful. Stop equating this type of violence with the whole faith and the whole people. You didn't listen. Do you know when they started listening? Is when I told them, I just want you to know, Michigan is an important state where I come from. I'm gonna speak their language. Come on, I want you to be honest with me, because it doesn't matter how many bodies, it don't matter how many are dying from a war crime. War crimes are being committed. The answer to war crimes is not more crimes, ya Jama'a. It's not how it works. You want to end the cycle of poverty? Be honest. Be truth tellers. Tell the truth. I'm going to speak the language. Mr. President, Michigan is an important state for you. So is Pennsylvania and so is Georgia. And guess what, Mr. President? We will not forget. When we were mourning and crying and begging our country to stop the violence, it was silence. It was memos shredded. Don't say de-escalate. Don't say stop the violence. Don't say, hey, apartheid Israel, you gotta stop. This is a war crime. You're not following international human rights. No one spoke up. The genocide that is happening right now, as people are staying silent, is the true essence of how we're all feeling. This is exactly what they're telling us who they are. And so when I have residents calling me, telling me, Rashida, the previous president wanted to ban us and probably put us in concentration camps. This one wants us just to die. That's how it feels. Shame on them. Shame on them. How many? I want you guys all to shout where you're from. What states are you from? Shout it. Shout what state you are. We are from all over the country, just like yesterday. Amazing, incredible Jewish neighbors coming together from all around. This is how we gotta talk to them. And it sickens my heart that this is how I have to talk to them. Not the bodies, not the bombing of schools or hospitals, not the fact that people are literally with no water. No, they don't care. They literally are being paralyzed. Who are they? I read today, mashallah, this is amazing. I am actually like, who do I send this to with the administration? Who are they listening to? When I read 80% of Democrats support a ceasefire. 57% of independents support a ceasefire. We have to talk their talk, ya Jamal. You want to save lives with me? Go ahead, this is the way you talk to them. Guess how many Republicans? 56% of Republicans want a ceasefire. So if I have to show them in numbers, we're not going to sit back. Every child that died in Gaza, I'm going to multiply it by hundreds to show up. And if we show up, I don't care. We'll vote for Drain Commissioner. We'll vote for a city council person. We'll vote for a state representative that sees us and stands with us. We'll vote for Cori. We'll vote for people like that stood with us. But guess what? We're going to remember. And maybe we don't want to vote for either the people that want to ban us or the people that want to literally sit silent while a genocide happens. That's the way we have to speak. Allah yarhamhim. Allah yarhamhim kulhim. But they forget, I'm an American, but dammi Palestini. I want my sister to live in a free Palestine before she dies. I want her to walk and pick her olives in a free Palestine. I want her to eat the warm tea, the figs as she opens it on her land, and put puts it in her mouth in a free Palestine. And yet, Jamal, the way we do it, we're not going to stay home. Oh, no. We're going to show them we're here. We vote. But guess what? If we skip the top of the ticket, if we feel like the people that want to represent us is going to sit by and allow a genocide to happen, you're not giving us a choice. You're not giving us a choice. So I'm going to always stand on truth. I'm going to always stand in saving lives. How many of you want to save lives? When they sit there yesterday and vilifying my Jewish neighbors that came here to demand, and these are American Jewish communities throughout the country that demand, vilifying them, calling them all kinds of names. That's when we speak up and say, what about their voices? And say not in their name and never again. What about us? We showed up and you betrayed us. You've abandoned us. That's how we feel. It shouldn't have took what they have to be dead right now and killed. Yani ya Jama'a 26 times. I'm not going to sit back and I'm not going to fall for the warmonger propaganda. The thing they forget is that all of our communities come from war, from tragedy, from these horrific. When we see that child, we feel it. And it sickens me that nobody else sees the Palestinian people as they die equally as human. We're not disposable. We have a right to live. We have a right to not have everyone turn their backs on them. And I want my family in Palestine. I wish they can see this. I wish the Gaza children can see this. American people are not all in support of the genocide. We want you to live just like everyone else. Not all of America is with the Oval Office right now or what Congress is doing. The majority of them want a ceasefire. So wake up. Wake up, members of Congress. Wake up, the president. Wake up. It is time now for a ceasefire. I want them to hear you. Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now.
I can't hear you.
Ceasefire now. 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 Ceasefire now.
I want to thank you all so much. I know you all. I want you all to know, I know how much courage it takes to be out here. I know what they're doing to children, to young students on campuses, people in the workplace, our children in schools. I know. But you know what? Fil akhir ad-dunya, who's the judge? So I want you to know, you will always have a sister in Congress that will speak truth to power. And I protect everyone. Everyone. Thank you so much. Inshallah, the next convening will be to celebrate a free Palestine.
Everybody give a big round of applause for Cori Brooks.